Half Step and Marcus J. Thank you to everybody that hung in there with us today. We had a great show. Unfortunately, we had to leave the Trayvon Martin conversation where we left it. Of course, there's a whole lot more that we could have gotten into. Big Rube had a whole lot more that he would have liked to say. And, of course, we could certainly get into it because this story isn't going anywhere. There'll be absolutely an opportunity to say more about this next week. So, with that being said, I want to go ahead and move on to our closings. Right now, I want to go ahead and thank everybody that listened to the show tonight. We had a lot of good feedback. We had some good callers. I want to thank April P. for calling in. Thank Aunt Shirley. We want to thank all the listeners that we got in Atlanta, GA, Jersey City, New Jersey, Maryland, and Delaware. I want to thank everybody. If you've made yourself known and we know where you are, we'll call out your city, your town. So thank you to everybody who participated with us today, globalscareradio.com. I want to thank Big Roo for his contribution to Fishbowl. Of course, every 2 weeks, it's a great thing that we like to do. It gives us an opportunity to talk about a variety of topics. And tonight, of course, a big chunk of it was on the Trayvon Martin case out of Sanford, Florida. So without any further ado, we are going to go ahead and leave the show right there. Of course, we're going to go ahead and end it with our rants and our closings. First thing we're going to do is get with Big Rube and his section that we affectionately know as the Smash.
All right, this is Big Rube. This is Smash. And from what I understand, the freaks come out at night. So, with that being said, first of all, I'd like to go out and say that I love my friends. However, there are times in life where I can't do your dirty work for you. It really kind of sickens me. No, it doesn't sicken me. Like, I'm flattered by it. Let's say you broke up with your girl. Now all your friends don't want to be her friend no more. Alright, that's cool and everything. And I appreciate the fact that you on my bandwagon. However, really? What if that girl did nothing to you? Now, she may have hurt your friend, but that's life. And that's how things go. But to sit there and expect your friends to disavow any knowledge of her or him on the planet is just stupid. You never know when you meet people that you know. Yeah, if I boob this girl, maybe she got a job offer for you. How can I sit here and tell you you can't be friends with somebody just because I'm not dating them? Regardless of whatever your situation is, that's not fair. That's not fair to the other person, and that's not fair to your friends. Now, if your friends choose to put themselves in that position, then that's on them, and that's whatever it is. But it is not your responsibility to ask me to, hey, you can't be friends with that person no more. Hold on. Last time I checked, you ain't Mama Big Rube and you ain't Daddy Big Rube, so you can't tell me who I cannot be friends with. Maybe one day, that friend you don't want to be with, maybe that'll be my soon-to-be wife or somebody's soon-to-be husband. Just because y'all didn't get along, that don't mean we can't. Stop being selfish. We're all adults here. We're not 12. We're not 15. We're not boys because I don't want to stop being friends with your ex. But you can't sit here and be like, yo, you got to pick me or them. Man, what kind of craziness is that? This is Big Rube. This is Smash. Stop being stupid, y'all. Friends are friends are friends. But if you can't be friends with somebody, then you just move on. Don't tell your friends what to do.
Don't tell your friends what to do, Carlton Banks. That's Big Rube.
I know.
And that's the Smash. We're going to move in to Carlton's Corner. What you got, brother?
Man, I got here today. Well, you know about my truck. So I had to catch a ride with somebody today. Mind you, I've known this person for quite some time. But I just hate riding with them. It's not that they talk to me to death. It's not that the music they have is the way it is. But the fact of the matter is this. They have tunnel vision. I mean, for real. How can you not just look left and right as you drive down the street? I mean, really, it's scary as I don't know what to sit in the car with this person and not be afraid for your life. We're pulling out of the neighborhood, and I see this car getting ready to make a U-turn, but the car is still facing the person coming and making a U-turn, and I'm like, tilt over, angle the car away from that person making a U-turn, because you don't know how they're gonna make that U-turn. Then as we're coming down the street, do you think that person looked over their shoulder to see if anybody was in their blind spot? No, they just go ahead and start. I'm like, oh my God, I'm on my side and I'm scared. I mean, really, people look left and right when you drive. That's all I'm asking. Really, it is. That's my little thing for this week. I'm tormented, and I'm glad I got a different ride home. Thank you.
Charles Corner, I tell you, man, this dude right here, man, he's killing me. He's killing me. But I understand. You get in the car with somebody, you want to know that your life is going to be taken care of. So, but it is what it is. So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and close out the show with my moment. Folks around my age were fortunate enough to come up during what was known as the golden age of hip-hop. This was a time when 98.7 KISS and 107.5 WBLS in New York were playing new singles by the likes of Kurtis Blow, Run DMC, LL Cool J, and Houdini, and many more. Artists, trendsetters. So a time when artists came with a different look, a different style, and a different sound than any of their contemporaries. Recently I read an article where an artist, air quotes, an artist named Rick Ross was recently named the greatest rapper alive by MTV. First of all, MTV, I don't know how much I trust them as being the ones that's putting out this list, but it is what it is. Rick Ross was followed by Drake, Kanye West, Nicki Minaj, and Lil Wayne, rounding out the top 5. Of course, Jay-Z was also part of that top 10. Now, chart success and guest spots on other records were used as part of the criteria for this list. Not battle skills, not freestyling. You know, I don't know how you have this list and battle skills and freestyling are not part of the criteria, but I digress. Now, I'm no fan of Drake. Kanye is hot, but his arrogance absolutely drives me crazy. And Nicki Minaj is one of the weirdest chicks I ever seen, like ever. And Lil Wayne sets us back generations just to look at him. Now, I might add that William Leonard Roberts II, also known as Rick Ross the Rapper, was also a former corrections officer at the South Florida Reception Center. This guy takes his stage name from a convicted felon and California drug kingpin who went by the name of Free Ray Ricky Ross. That's his inspiration. Yeah, that's his inspiration. Why are today's most famous and prominent rappers and artists so interested in being so much like the scourge of our community? The so-called greatest rapper draws his inspiration from a man who spent most of the last 20 years in federal penitentiary for selling crack to our communities. Ironically, 20 years ago, one of the hottest acts emulated the Black Panther Party and Malcolm X. That group, of course, was Public Enemy. We played a song for them earlier this evening. I was in the car with my godson Miles about a week ago, and Run DMC's King of Rock came on. This young cat knew almost all the lyrics to this joint. I was proud as hell because I knew his mom and pop had him listening to the classics. But I wonder if Miles' children one day be in the back seat jamming to the timeless tunes recorded by the likes of Wiz Khalifa and Flo Rida. I could go on and on and on about how the record companies could end this, but the time I have here won't permit me to do that. But I will say this. The cycle of the supply and demand would definitely preclude them from doing that. It's a two-pronged attack. Keep the masses dumbed down with the nonsensical fodder while simultaneously making money doing it. It's actually sadly brilliant plan, aided by us and sadly by our youth. Our record stations actually would play real music real thought-provoking music if the companies got behind those types of artists and promoted them. So 25 years ago, when we had Public Enemy and Rakim to balance out NWA and Ice-T, today I wonder who they will have to balance out Waka Flocka, Flame, and Soulja Boy. Tell 'em. That's the Murph. Marcus's unrelated rant that ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about here today. It's the end of the show. We'll be back next week. Ain't no half stabbing Marcus J. In the mortal words of Bob Marley, the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty. Ain't no half stabbing Marcus J. Big Rube, Carlton Banks. Be back next week. Peace.
Peace.